Okay, so it will have clinical protocols, user protocols, so you can put in your own protocol. I'm sure that nursing homes do it, and then manual. Don't do manual. I don't understand well enough to do manual. You definitely don't understand well enough to do manual. And when you do manual, this is a dosing. So dose 1, they're not going to feel too much. Dose 2, that's the mild warming after having a drag. I had an old person. But we're going to pick clinical protocols, and if you choose that, hey, it gives you a body. You just point. This is actually a touch screen, unlike the others. So you can actually touch. So I'm going to touch my knee here. Well, not my kid's knee. And it's now going to gives me select my indication. Okay, so I'm going to. Let's see, decrease joint stiffness. That sounds good. So, decrease joint. And so it gives me. All right. So it gives me the setup. So it's going to say I want the mono 14 centimeters from the area that I'm treating. So that's going to penetrate real deep. That's why it's so far away. So it tells you exactly what to do. It's going to give me a dose of 4. It's going to be on for 20 minutes. It's pulsing. And it's telling me the frequency, 800 hertz, and the pulse rate, or the 400 microseconds, and it's going to be a total delivery or dosage of 150 watts. Okay, you would document that, or you could document those two. Well, yeah, you would have to document it because unless it's a protocol, and you say protocol 6, unless there's a number to it, you would have to document those parameters. You could say parameters for joint stiffness to include, and make sure you include the parameters. Okay, but you would need to document all those things. So that's what I'm going to do. Or can I have a measurement? Here's a paper tape, so one of those.
A measurement.
Drawers.
Were those parameters automatic or
Yep, they need your It's just stiffness.
Okay.
I chose. Okay, so let me go back. So when you get the selection, come closer so you can see, it gives me, I picked knee, and it gives me a variety of symptoms that I'm treating.
tell us like
It's not on, so nothing is happening, okay? And so you pick what you want. I picked joint stiffness, okay? So you touch it, decrease the stiffness, there. Now I have thousands of those are my parameters. I don't have to do anything else but hit start. And, I'm sorry. Oh, I do want to use the drawer back here.
Oh, that's nice.
Put that bowl. No, not the paper, the bowl.
Does it go that way?
All right, and so now is pause, stop, start. So I hit start. Now it's on. Can anybody see? Come around so you can see. How do I know it's on? Because it lights up.
Because it lights up.
Come around so you can see, please.
Oh shit.
Take my word for it. You can.
You're gonna take a regular light bulb?
I believe that this is just like a fluorescent light.
It still make those?
What?
Whoa.
So this is how you can tell if it's delivered.
The blooper reel.
Is that on camera?
Yeah.
It feels funky. This knee, no, this knee feels weird. Okay, so you want it parallel to, I'm not exactly but
You can do it over any clothing.
well, typically you want to do it to the skin and put a towel, dry towel on, because eventually it could make you sweat, and you want to make sure that something is soaking up that sweat. I'm just doing it like this, because I don't feel like pulling my pants up and getting up right like this. But you would want to position it over the skin with a towel over it, so that it absorbs the moisture, because remember, you change conductivity when something is wet, right? Water increases conductivity. So we want to maintain some kind of objective delivery, and the only way to do that is by placing a towel and keeping the consistently dry, and then following the protocol. Distance.
Say they were only like stiff and like say like their fingers, would you position it the opposite way?
Sure, I can go on the inside of the knee, or I can pick something specifically together, because I'd be careful about going anywhere near reproductive organs. I had someone treat my low back when I was in school, and almost ended up in the emergency room because I was cramping so badly. So if someone is, and I don't mean to get graphic, but if somebody is menstruating, it will have an impact. It goes deep, okay? So, I would, if you were doing it to a lower back, absolutely. Because I didn't think anything of it until that night. And holy, wow, it was uncomfortable. I was in a lot of pain. Yeah, I thought I was bad before.
Even with the elderly, you said most of these are in SNFs.
Right now, yeah, because they're not really, now maybe in certain sports clinics, I don't know. I have not ever seen it since I got out of school. And then I had a student come back to me and say, hey, we had a diathermy, why didn't we learn that? And I was stunned, shocked, and felt before. Because that's how serious I take this unit. Probably because of my own personal experience. So when I heard that, I put it back in the instructions. I had taken it out because it's not a licensure exam. But they are appearing in SNFs. They're making a comeback because it can have good tissue healing properties to it. It really can reduce pain in joints where moist teeth can't get there. But this can get there. But there's a price to be paid with that. You know, you've heard the stories about people that live next to the electromagnetic wiring and have the risk of cancer. So you want to, you know, really be judicious when you use this unit. You don't just haphazardly, I have 10 minutes to make up, so I'm going to throw this old lady on diathermy. You know what I'm saying? That all I want you to do is be thoughtful. Be thoughtful when you apply this kind of thing. I don't really feel much of anything, really. I never do though, so maybe if I was really close, I don't know.
So it can't be used with metal, but it's the same like ultrasound with like the concrete and stuff.
No, it doesn't mention those things. It's specific to metal. It heats up metal. At least I didn't see anything about Johnson.
Aluminum too.
I don't know. Anything that I wouldn't put it on. You know, I don't know enough about it's not physiology, but metals to be able to say for sure. Physics, I don't know what that is. Metallurgy. I don't know enough about that. Not my forte. Okay, so that is how I would use diathermy and be specific with your measurements. This is something that you're going to tell somebody. Now, I did have an athletic trainer in a class a while ago, probably, you know, cohort 5, who would come in here at lunchtime, borrow the unit, and treat her back. Just loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Really helped her. You know, so there are people that this can really help. It's just being able to discern who it is most beneficial to and applying it in that way. Remember, judicious application of modalities helps you. Just using modalities haphazardly, you won't get a positive result. You just won't. You're going to have too much of a non-effect to water standards and health products. So you got to be judicious when you choose something tissue specific. So that's diathermy. I'm going to stop it. And that's it. You won't be, power button is up here. You won't be tested on it, but you may want to play with the lights kind of.